The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury.
You know the feeling, the heat rising in your chest when you are disrespected, the burning desire to defend your name, to have the last word, to clap back at the person who wronged you. In our modern world, we are conditioned to believe that silence is weakness and that reaction is strength. From social media comments to boardroom confrontations, we are taught that if you don't respond, you lose. But this is a lie that keeps you trapped in a cycle of misery. In this video, we will explore the ancient Stoic art of weaponizing silence, not to suffer passively, but to become untouchable. You will learn how to turn silence into a mirror that reflects your opponent's chaos back onto them, leaving you with the ultimate victory, your own peace of mind. If you are ready to master your emotions and find strength in stillness, I invite you to subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Official and join our community of wisdom seekers. Let us begin.
Section 1. The Trap of Reaction. Let's be honest about the world we live in. We exist in a culture of instant reaction. In the United States today, silence is often mistaken for admission of guilt or a lack of intelligence. If someone attacks you on Twitter or insults you in a meeting, the social pressure to clap back is immense. We feel this desperate need to set the record straight, to prove we are right, to win the debate. But have you ever noticed what happens when you give in to that impulse? Think about the last time you lost your temper. Maybe it was in traffic, maybe it was with a partner, or maybe it was an anonymous stranger online. In that moment of explosion, you might have felt a brief surge of adrenaline, a false sense of power. But what happened afterward? You likely spent hours, maybe even days, replaying the argument in your head. I should have said this. Next time, I'll tell them that. You let that person rent space in your mind, rent-free. This is what the Stoics call the trap of reaction. The ancient philosopher Epictetus said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." Understand this. When someone insults you, they are offering you a hook. They are fishing for a reaction. They want your energy. They want to drag you down to their level because misery loves company. If you bite that hook, if you scream back, if you type that angry paragraph, you haven't won. You have just been caught. You have handed the remote control of your emotions over to someone else. You have let a fool dictate your state of mind. The Stoics realized that true slavery isn't just physical, it is emotional. If a stranger on the street can ruin your day with a single sentence, you are not free. You are a puppet and they are pulling the strings. The first step to breaking this chain is to realize that your reaction is not a defense of your honor, it is a surrender of your peace. The moment you react, you join them in the mud. And as the old saying goes, never wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty and the pig likes it. Section 2. Why silence is the ultimate power move. So, if we don't react, what do? We do something far more terrifying to our enemies. We do nothing. We embrace silence. Now, we must be very careful here. When I say silence, I do not mean passivity. I do not mean cowering in fear while someone walks all over you. I am talking about the silence of a mountain when the wind howls against it. I am talking about the silence of a king who does not need to shout to establish his authority. Psychologically, silence is a high-status behavior. In human dynamics, the person who is reacting, shouting, and explaining is usually the one with lower status. They are seeking validation. They are pleading to be understood. The person who remains calm, who listens without flinching, and who speaks only when necessary, holds the power. Think about the most respected figures in history or even the most powerful leaders in a modern boardroom. They rarely raise their voices. They don't jump at every accusation. They possess a quality the Romans called gravitas, a heavy, serious, dignified presence. When you use silence against an aggressor, you create a phenomenon known as the mirror effect. When someone attacks you, they expect resistance. They expect you to push back so they can push harder. It is a game of force. But when you meet their fire with the cool water of silence, you disrupt their pattern. Imagine someone screaming at you, listing your faults, trying to get a rise out of you. And you just look at them, calmly. You don't roll your eyes, you don't sigh, you just observe. What happens? They start to falter. They hear the echo of their own voice. They suddenly realize how loud, how unreasonable, and how foolish they sound. Your silence acts as a mirror, reflecting their own toxicity back at them. They wanted a fight, but you gave them a void. And in that void, they are forced to confront themselves. Seneca, one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in Rome, wrote extensively about anger. He called it a temporary madness. He understood that when you respond to anger with anger, you are just adding fuel to a burning building. But when you respond with silence, you suffocate the flame. You deny the fire its oxygen. This is why silence is the best revenge. It signals to the other person, you are not important enough to disturb my peace. Your opinion of me does not change my opinion of myself. It is the ultimate rejection. It hurts them far more than any insult you could ever dream up, because it renders them insignificant. Section 3. The Gray Rock Method and Stoic Indifference. How do we apply this in the real world? How do we handle that passive-aggressive coworker who constantly undermines you in meetings? How do we deal with a narcissistic family member who knows exactly which buttons to push at Thanksgiving dinner? In modern psychology, there is a technique called the Gray Rock Method. The idea is simple. When you are dealing with a toxic person, you become as uninteresting and unresponsive as a gray rock. You offer them no depth, no emotion, and no drama. The Stoics mastered this thousands of years ago. They called it apatheia. Now, in English, apathy sounds like you don't care about anything, like you are lazy or depressed. But the Stoic definition is different. It means freedom from suffering. It means being so secure in your own values that external events and external insults cannot disturb your inner world. Think about the dynamics of a toxic interaction. A manipulator, a bully, or a narcissist operates like a vampire. But they don't drink blood, they drink emotion. They need your frustration, your tears, or your anger to validate their own sense of power. They need supply. When you defend yourself, you are feeding them. When you explain yourself, you are feeding them. But when you choose Stoic silence, you cut off the food supply. Let's look at a practical scenario. Imagine a colleague makes a snide remark about your recent project in front of the whole team. Must be nice to leave early while the rest of us are working, they say. The old you would snap back. I left early because I finished my work, unlike you. The war begins. You look defensive. They look like the victim. The Stoic you does something different. You turn to them. You hold eye contact for 2 seconds, just long enough to show you heard them. You keep your face neutral. And then, you turn back to your work. You say nothing. Or perhaps you offer a simple, dry acknowledgement. I hear your opinion. And that is it. You have refused to play the game. By becoming a gray rock, you become boring to them. They will try harder at first, escalating their behavior because they are starving for a reaction. But if you hold the line, if you remain in your fortress of silence, they will eventually move on to an easier target. You haven't just won the argument. You have removed yourself from their equation entirely. You have protected your energy for things that actually matter. Section 4. The Art of the Stoic Pause. I know what you are thinking. This sounds great in theory, but in the heat of the moment, I just see red. How do I actually stop myself from reacting? This is where the real work begins. It is easy to be a Stoic in a library. It is hard to be a Stoic in a traffic jam or a heated argument. To master silence, you must master the Stoic pause. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who embodied many Stoic principles, famously said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Most of us live our lives without that space. We are on autopilot. Stimulus happens, insult. Response follows, anger. It's instantaneous. Your heart rate spikes, your face gets hot, your cortisol floods your system. This is your biology trying to protect you from a saber-toothed tiger, but today, it's just a rude comment on the internet. You need to hack this system. You need to widen the gap between the trigger and your action. Here is how you do it, step by step. First, acknowledge the physical sensation. When the anger hits, don't fight it. Notice it. Say to yourself, "My heart is racing. I feel the urge to attack." By observing the feeling, you separate yourself from it. You are not the anger. You are the observer of the anger. Second, use the breath as an anchor. Before you speak, force yourself to take one deep, slow breath. This isn't just spiritual fluff. It is biological necessity. That breath sends a signal to your nervous system that you are safe, that you are in control. It buys you time. Third, in that brief silence, ask yourself the question Marcus Aurelius asked himself daily. Is this essential? Is proving this stranger wrong essential to my life's purpose? Is winning this petty argument essential to my happiness? Is this comment worth sacrificing my peace of mind? Almost always, the answer is no. Visualizing this helps. Imagine your mind is a mighty fortress. Inside that fortress is your character, your joy, your reason. Outside the walls, the enemy is screaming, banging on the gates, throwing rocks. If you lower the drawbridge and charge out to fight every single time someone yells at the gate, your fortress will be sacked. You will be exhausted. You will be defeated. The Stoic pause is the discipline of keeping the drawbridge up. Let them scream outside. Let them throw their rock. They cannot touch you unless you open the gate. Silence is the lock on that gate. When you practice this, you will notice a shift in how others perceive you. In a chaotic world, the person who pauses before speaking appears wise. The person who thinks before acting appears dangerous, in the best possible way. People learn that they cannot easily manipulate you. They learn that your attention is expensive, and you do not give it away cheaply. Section 5. Reclaiming your time and energy. There is a hidden cost to revenge that very few people talk about. We often think of revenge as a transaction. You hurt me, so I hurt you, and then we are even. But that is not how it works. Revenge is an investment. It requires your most valuable, non-renewable resources, your time and your mental energy. In the United States, we are obsessed with productivity, with building wealth, with creating a legacy. We understand the value of $1. But the Stoics would argue that we are terrible at budgeting our time. Seneca wrote a brilliant essay called On the Shortness of Life, where he argues that life is long enough if we know how to use it, but we waste much of it on heedless luxury and no small amount on useless conflict. Think about the opportunity cost of your anger. Every hour you spend stewing over an insult, every minute you spend drafting a nasty text message, and every second you spend stalking an enemy on social media is time stolen from your own future. You are taking the energy that could be used to build your business, to love your family, or to improve your health, and you are donating it to someone you despise. Why would you give your enemy such a precious gift? When you choose silence, you are making a ruthless economic decision. You are deciding that your peace is too expensive to be bought with cheap provocations. You are deciding that your destiny is more important than your ego. There is a profound Stoic saying, "The best revenge is to live a good life." This is the only revenge that actually works. Screaming at someone might make them angry for a moment. But ignoring them while you go on to succeed, to be happy, to be healthy, and to be unbothered, that destroys them. It proves that they had zero impact on your trajectory. It proves that you are the main character of your life, and they are not even a supporting actor. They are just an extra in the background, blurry and out of focus. Stop spending your spiritual currency on people who do not matter. Invest that energy into your own empire of the mind. Build a life so rich, so full of purpose and joy, that you simply do not have the time to look down at the people trying to pull you into the mud. That is the ultimate flex. Section 6. When silence speaks louder than words. Now, I need to make a very important distinction. There is a fear that silence makes you a doormat. You might be thinking, if I stay silent, won't people think I accept their abuse? Won't they think I'm weak? This is where the nuance of Stoicism comes in. Silence does not mean accepting abuse. It does not mean you never defend yourself. It means you choose the battlefield. You choose when to engage, rather than being dragged into a fight by someone else's emotional outburst. There is a time to speak, but when you do speak, your words should be few, factual, and final. Because you have practiced silence, your words will carry more weight. We all know that person who talks constantly, whose words are like background noise. But the quiet person? When the quiet person speaks, the whole room stops to listen. There is also a specific technique you can use, the power of the silent look. When someone lies to you, or tries to manipulate you, or asks an intrusive question, do not rush to answer. Do not rush to justify yourself. Instead, look them in the eye and remain silent for 3 to 4 seconds. It feels like an eternity. In that silence, the other person will feel an immense pressure to fill the void. They will start to over-explain. They will stumble. They will reveal their true intentions. You are using the law of least effort. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. By doing less, by simply holding your ground and holding your silence, you force the aggressor to do all the work. You force them to reveal themselves. This is the difference between a weak silence and a strong silence. Weak silence is looking away because you are afraid. Strong silence is looking right at them because you are not. It sends a chillingly clear message. I see you. I see what you are doing. And it is not going to work. We live in a world that is addicted to noise. A world that tells you to be loud, to be seen, to clap back, to always have the last word. It takes a rare kind of courage to step back from that madness. It takes a warrior's spirit to choose peace when war is offered to you. But as you walk this path of Stoicism, you will realize that silence is not empty. It is full of answers. The next time the world tries to drag you into the chaos, remember who you are. You are the mountain, not the wind that blows against it. The wind screams and howls, but the mountain remains unmoved. By choosing silence, you are not retreating, you are ascending. You are proving that your peace is a fortress that cannot be breached by the insecurities of others. You are declaring, once and for all, that you are the master of your own soul. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today at Timeless Wisdom Official. We hope this message helps you find the calm within the storm and the strength to choose the higher path. If you found value in this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson on the laws of life. Like this video to help us spread this ancient wisdom to those who need it most. And I want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments below, what is a situation where you wish you had chosen silence instead of anger? Or tell us about a time when silence was your greatest victory. Let's learn from each other's stories and grow stronger together. Until next time, stay wise, stay silent, and stay strong.